Once upon a time, on top of a distant mountain, there was a small Zen temple. In this temple lived a wise Zen master and his devoted student. The student was determined to learn everything he could from his master. Every morning, he would sit by his master's side, listen carefully to his teachings, and then meditate. One day, the student asked his master, "Master, what is enlightenment?" The master gave his student a deep look and said, "Enlightenment is beyond thoughts. It can only be found in silence." The student struggled to understand his master's answer. He didn't know how to silence his thoughts or find enlightenment. So he asked his master once again, "But master, how can I find this silence? How can I quiet my thoughts?" The master filled a glass of water and handed it to his student. "Take this glass and go to the small pond in the garden." He said, "Watch the water in the pond carefully." The student took the glass and walked towards the garden. When he reached the pond, he carefully observed the surface of the water. The water was rippling gently with the breeze, and the reflection in the pond was not clear. The student slowly dipped the glass into the pond and waited for the water to settle. However, just as the water began to still, the wind would blow again, and the surface would ripple once more. Impatiently, the student returned to his master. "Master, I waited for the water to settle, but the wind kept rippling the surface. The reflection never became clear," he said. The master smiled and said, "Just like your mind constantly ripples with thoughts. But instead of waiting for the water to settle, you should wait for the wind to stop. The way to calm your mind is not by fighting it, but by understanding its nature. You can't force your thoughts to be silent. You must simply observe them and allow them to fade away on their own." The student pondered his master's words deeply. He realized that the way to calm his mind was not to control it forcefully, but to accept it and observe it. With this awareness, he returned to his meditation and eventually found enlightenment in the silence.